Good morning. So what is this series exactly? Well, after my dozen or so times of playing through the Pirate101 story, I realized I haven't really ever read the dialogue. Sure, I know major plot points, but I was never enriched by all the dialogue and story this game has to offer. So that is what we're doing today, and for the next few months. I started a new privateer with the explicit purpose to read all the dialogue of the main story and truly learn why it is what we do. Sit back, relax, as we head into the story of Pirate101, experiencing the nuances you may have overlooked, and endure potential side rants about the relevance to today's world. If you like this format, please consider subscribing, commenting, and liking to show me you're enthralled by the Pirate101 story like I've been. Without further ado, let's sit by the fire and get started. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Book 11 of the I Started Privateer to read all the dialogue in Pirate101 series. And Book 11 covers the first half of MOOSHU, the Catan Skyway arc, the General So arc. So let us get right into it. So we start by speaking to Zhu in his tea house, who tells us that Egg is a prisoner of the Yakuza. And Zhu says he can help us gain an audience with the Yakuza if we help him get a jade statue back from a shipwreck. Zhu wants us to gift the statue to Sosei Weru so he can get a permit to sell tea. Zhu directs us to Shirokujo, who is with the Yakuza. Zhu requests that we get him some gold off of Marleybone's ships in return for his assistance, so, paying him. And he tells us to go into a barrel in the back of his tea shop, and he'll take us to Catan Skyway. And he tells us that once we arrive, we need to speak to the Oyaban Shinjin. Shinjin says that in order to speak with Egg Foo Young, we must make ourselves useful and complete 3 tasks before we can speak. 1, the first thing, is to give the taxes back to the poor, which were stolen from the governor. We speak to the Shinjin's contact, Kenosuke, we beat the governor's lieutenants, and give the tax money back to the poor people of MOOSHU. We return to the Oyaban Shinjin, and he gives us a pass that'll allow us to travel MOOSHU without being attacked, and gives us our second task, which is dealing with General So. We find Shinjin's contact in Sujimura village, Yuji, who will give us the required information. Yuji requests that we take down some of So's ships and take their rice to feed the village people for the winter. And next we must humiliate him by barging into the wedding of his loyal henchman Takeda Mumori. We steal a wedding invitation and get a forgery signature of it to get inside of the wedding. And to interrupt the wedding, we steal a bunch of gifts, we graffiti, and then we disrupt the play they're putting on. And after this, we fight some of the loyalists to General So, and then we escape. Humiliation successful, we return to the Yakuza cave, and the previously imprisoned Egg Foo Young is now waiting for us and reveals that he is the true Oyaban, and needed to be sure that he could trust us. He tells us that he can trust us with his piece of the map once we expose General So for his corruption to the common folk. And Egg directs us to the Constable Tatami of Sujimura village to find proof of So's treachery. Tatami tells us of the Inoshishi clan. We fight them and their chief, and we take an incriminating letter that was sent to them by General So. And also interestingly, the chief of the Inoshishi clan joins us.
What now?
Yeah, this guy. He joins us. Pretty decent. He gets hold the line and an epic strike. We also get the location of the true Inoshishi leader, not just a general, and we defeat him in a nearby cave. As we're defeating the leader, he says some cryptic things about the mayor of Hamamatsu Skyway, so we go to find him. We find him, and he says that the Inoshishi clan have stolen all their ships and have retreated to Yamakai, and he requests that we warn the holy sage Wanmo of Yamakai. It is here that Wanmo tells us the story of MOOSHU's politics and the current situation, which of course, there is a puppet show. So let's watch that, narrated by Wanmo.
All of the people of MOOSHU respect the Emperor, offspring of the Spirit of the Sun. The Emperor's rule is wise and just. Not long ago, a necromancer came to MOOSHU, seeking to open a magical door at the heart of MOOSHU, a door to a world of dragons. When the Emperor refused him the Dragon Spire key, he was cursed into a deep, dark sleep from which he could not wake, and which grips him still. While the Emperor sleeps, evil men have risen in power and influence, and brought strife to the fair land of MOOSHU. Lord wars against vassal, and the order of things was overturned. The wheel of life is turning ever slower. Among the greatest of the evil men to turn against the Emperor was the one known as...
Now, the puppet show comes to an abrupt end because Wanmo is assassinated by ninja pigs. And before moving on, it's pretty interesting here, timeline-wise, that the Malistaire comes and curses the Emperor into a deep sleep, which is what happens in Wizard 101, Marleybone, and MOOSHU, that sort of time in the story. So Pirate 101's MOOSHU takes place during Wizard 101's MOOSHU, while the wizard is fighting the Onis and trying to bring back the Emperor. The pirate is trying to sabotage some of these rogue warlords who are trying to gain power, like General So. So yes, Wanmo is assassinated by ninja pigs, but luckily Egg Shen recognizes some of the smudges on Wanmo's robe as coming from the Cavern of Whispers. We go to the Cavern of Whispers and we defeat various lieutenants of the ninjas to get access to the Shadow Door. We find their shrine in the cavern and are ambushed, and then we find a letter saying that someone named Dr. No hired the ninjas to attack various people. The next name on the list is the Mayor Komatsu. We go to Komatsu to make sure he's not killed by ninja pigs, and after we defend him from the ninja pigs, he tells us that Dr. No is the right-hand man to General So. We return to Tatami, who tells us Egg Foo Young will know how to end this threat and find the Dr. No. We return to Egg, who tells us that No is aboard a ship in a nearby vortex, and we have to take him prisoner before taking on General So he's collateral. Upon capture, No reveals that a ninja took Egg Foo Young's piece of the map, and General So has control of it, planning to trade it to the Armada. So with this in mind, there's no time to lose. We race to So's castle to stop his plans once and for all. We defeat a bunch of enemies, we sabotage his armory, we storm his castle gates, defeat more of those people, we defeat his loyalist whose wedding that we ruined earlier in the book, and we are finally face to face with General So, and none other than Rook from the Armada is there. Once we arrived, we hear the tail end of their conversation, and Rook states that he has some business in Marleybone to attend to. It's a little bit of foreshadowing. And that he's off on his own, and then it's us and General So. We defeat General So by threatening his chicken, General So's chicken, and he tells us that the Armada took the piece of the map, but they will not be able to translate it. And he tells us to find the Imperial Governor in Hamamitsu Skyway. And that is what leads us into Book 11. This one is actually pretty damn short. When you play it, it's a lot longer because there's a lot of traveling and a lot of ship battles. But once it's put into this format, it's pretty short. It just covers General So, his defeat, and taking him from power. And also introduces us to the likes of Mu Manchu, who was trying to overtake the sleeping emperor in power. But yeah, as we get into Book 12, which I think is a very fun book, it's the second half of MOOSHU. It covers the turtle balls and the protectors of the temples and Kaozu, things like that. But yeah, I will see you guys in Book 12.